Thankfully, people stayed back, so that's the good news. I think we're competing with Neville in the other room, so probably get some mayhem in that room so that we can get more people here. I think we're just going to settle down in a minute. Typically start, give me I think in a minute more. We're trying to do this in 45 minutes as per schedule. We'll try and get as many Q&As if we can. So, if you guys really don't like us in the middle or even when we start, you can stand up. Don't throw things. But having said that, you can stand up and ask questions and even probably scream, and we'll shut up and give the mic over to you. We're trying to make this as funny as possible, as much as fun. We're not here to, we're not here to conduct a funeral service for sure. And basically, I think my panelists and I were just chatting outside, and we're trying to ponder about what's the takeaway from this place. What are we wanting people to take away? And we want to stick to what we've been told to speak on, which is mobile marketing and advertising, whatever that means. So we'll figure that out with you. But having said that, we'll learn and have fun along the way. So, Senthil, are we good? Okay, he's got a minute more. Actually, I played a little bit of a bad moderator. I pushed some slides. I didn't push. I suggested some slides to be put up on screen so that we could talk about. Just use that as the background to this discussion, and it's something that you guys have already known or have known or should know, and therefore it's like a little bit of a backdrop. So I think he's just firing those slides up. How many of you all here are engaged in mobile advertising in any which way? So agency, client, app developer. Okay, so there is an ownership in this room, right? And how many of you guys are associated with the apposphere or app economy? Anything to do with app? Okay, so some of them. And who are the rest of you guys, man? Where have you been? Sorry. And so how many of you all are all internet advertisers? Okay, great. So we're still internet ad tech. And how many of you all don't own a mobile phone? Okay, so thankfully, no hands up there. Oh, you don't own a mobile phone? That's awesome. That's great. So how do you talk to each other? Like you shout? It's a good answer. And let me say, in terms of the app space, how many of you all play an app every day or use an app every day? That's a large audience, right? Okay, so you all are there. Last question before we kind of give up on this, if we have to give up, is how many of you all still have a, what do they call, legacy handset? Wow, okay. So there's still quite a few guys at AdTech who still have legacy handsets, right? Great. Say that again. Better battery, huh? Yeah, sure. That's Dipali, right? Yes, that's only Dipali who's going to say that, right? Awesome. So guys, I'll tell you what, don't stress, boss. We'll get it up and once you're, ho gaya? So we'll talk about it and then we'll show it up. Don't worry, chill. So thank you guys for sitting through the ramble. Let's get on to it. And I think the panel has been introduced. I think if you want some more introduction, the panelists can give the introduction themselves. I think the first thing we want to figure out is, what is a mobile ad? And I think the biggest challenge is, I'm a child of the internet. I grew up 96, 97. I was born much earlier, but I grew up in that era. And I was feeling out of place. No, I'm not born in 97. I was born much earlier. I won't tell you when, but anyway. The problem is, we knew what ads were. Print mein ad dikhte the. Television was an ad. Internet had that, 468 by 60 is what I sold all my life on a site that I used to run. Some stuff like that, right? And you know what these ads are, but what is a mobile ad? I mean, Sriram, you're the Ford guy, right? You've got all these zillion of dollars to spend. So what is an ad? What do you buy?
So traditionally, you kind of buy inventory. So I've been in Ford for 15 years now. So 15, thankfully. And I've been in various continents, and mobile internet usage is very different in different markets, right? So, and the growth from traditional to mobile is very different. And it's totally driven by consumer behavior. And that's the truth of mobile. If you don't get it, you can't make a success out of this. You got to understand what the consumer wants. It's got to be real. It's got to be.
That's my question.
A mobile, it's about, it's an interface.
Okay.
It's an engagement with a consumer
Okay.
for getting an action out of that person, either to get interested in your brand or to do something to take them to the next level on a purchase process. So that's a technical definition.
But little more like definition that we can understand. Like
Okay.
a mobile ad is an ad that you see in an app. A mobile ad is an app that you see
Oh, I thought that was.
when you're browsing a web page. No, I'm just saying, just to put it more seriously, are there formats of ads that you say, sorry, are there formats of ads, I mean, this is open to the panel, are there formats of ads that you should say, 300 by 250, for example, is now the currency of the web at least, and 300 by 250 pre-roll video or whatever, 600 by 400 is what we buy. But would you say that, say, InMobi or AdMob or whatever agency or network you buy, are the slim banners what you would say is a mobile ad today in today's context?
Pretty much.
Okay, got it.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And I mean, what about you guys? Would you say, for example, I argue that an app is an ad. An app is an ad. If you're going to download an app and use it for whatever service you may be using, irrespective whether it has ads in it or not, an app is an ad. Now the question is, how do you get the app downloaded, right? That's another problem. But what do you say? I mean, would you say that other than the conventional thought of an ad being that slim thing that you typically don't see, because that's only 0.2 to 1% click on it, then where are the rest of the eyeballs? Did the ad become invisible? And you know, you got to take that mic, sir.
Okay, so Alok, let me give a little, small stat. We are one of the largest advertisers on search. Search on the web works really, really well for us. But if you really look at the, share of search for mobiles is disproportionately increased. But if you look at the share of, ad spends on mobile, it hasn't. For example, most of you do a Google search on your mobile.
Yes.
But if you look at the ad space right now, it's intruding. It intrudes in my experience. And there comes my answer. So that we have to get away from the traditional thought of the web advertising, the way it's formatted when you come on mobile. Because mobile, real estate is limited. You don't want to spoil that in the limited real estate, the experience of the user. So it has to get embedded, be it video, be it content, it has to get embedded into that experience. So I think that thought of having traditional ad forms, we need to get away from that. And purely that stat, I think, proves it all. Google.
And Gyan, you got you're from the publication side also, and you guys, throw out ads in everything you print. So what is an ad for you on a mobile
See,
site?
I think I'll just take a step back. The ad is nothing but ad always reflect the content that you probably are doing in the doing out there on the web. So in the mobile also, before we figure out what the mobile ad is, we have to figure out what the content is being consumed on the mobile.
That's in the app, ad.
Yeah.
But what is an ad?
Ad is nothing. It will integrate with your content. So
Okay.
we can obviously debate an ad size depending,
Sure.
like he's saying, how small the size
Or is
could
it an
be.
app, for example?
For me, it's still an ad size, which is integrated with the content, and you figure out what content
Sure.
is being consumed, and
Right.
thereby you figure out
Okay.
a size for that.
So let me show, I think the screen's up. Can we just get the PPT up? Let me show what, so how many of you guys know about the whole, kind of really funny thing that happened at the Super Bowl in the US a few months back or a few weeks back? So a few people do know. I need to go there? Okay. Right. Okay, great. So I just want to take a slide in terms of, this was the big, I think one of the big victories, and whether we call, for example, Twitter is an ad, or Twitter is a medium, or Twitter is a kind of a channel, whichever way you call it. But I think this is the fun part. The first ad that I think was the most aggressive bidding that happened on outage. So the key word that was being used when the Super Bowl's lights went off was outage. And as people began to search for outage in the US on how the hell and what has happened to Super Bowl, the Oreo team scrambled, and they had power out, no problem. You can still dunk in the dark. And this was a huge, I think, accomplishment, considering that they were still in the dark, and the Oreo team and the ad agency were in the dark in the stadium, getting the bid right, getting the ad right, bidding for it, and pushing it out. And all this happened real time. I mean, outages in Super Bowls aren't supposed to be like outages in Delhi, right? I'm sorry. So they get away very fast. So, but having said that, this was one big victory. I think the second one was really, really killer, man. This was really killer. And this was someone sending some LEDs to the Superdome right now. And this was again a bid very, very clearly aimed at Mercedes, pumping, boom, punching them in their face. Now, you have to buy Twitter, you have to buy outage as a keyword, which is fine. Everybody buys keywords. But look at the communication and look at the way, it's a smile, right? Nothing's going to happen. People aren't going to sell their Audis and go and buy Mercedes because of that. But the point is, it's very tactical. So I think one of the messages is also that the mobile format, and I think, Shriram, we were both agreeing on that point outside when we were fighting over our coffee, that I think the immediacy and the ability to do something right now, right then, is so much more pronounced as you come closer to the screen you're holding in front of you. The third one actually is my favorite, right? So you got to see this video. I think I can't pronounce this. It's Rubio, sorry, Rubio. So you should see this Rubio video on YouTube. How many people have seen the Rubio video? Has anybody seen it? You've seen it, right? It's a couple of people. It's really funny, man. This guy is, I think he's a congressman or senator, and he's speaking. And I think he's not that tall, honestly, because the camera hides that while he's speaking. And for some reason, when he starts, his voice is kind of patchy and throaty. And in the end, he gives away, like he reaches for that bottle. Now, the scene is when he goes for that bottle, it's so stupid. The whole camera pans out, you see just nothing but the curtain, and he's ducked out of the camera. And I don't think you do that normally when, you are doing senator or Congress speeches, but who cares? But what is more interesting is what he did after that, right? Oh, we don't have that. Dude, what are you doing to me? Yeah? So, okay, so this is what happened after that. So this guy, arey bhai. Then the last thing I want is outage here. Yeah. So what this guy did was he took a picture of his water bottle and he retweeted that, and he put the right hashtag of Rubio on it. So he admitted, and this was the fun part, right? You have a US congressman, senator making a big gaffe, falling down on his face in front of the world, people tweeting and getting completely berserk about social media, using Twitter as a medium, and him turning around and saying, okay, boss, this guy is the real winner. So I think it also tells me that, to encapsulate, I'm fine, Santhal, thank you. I think the thing we were talking about is that it's something that is in your face, it's something that can't be avoided, but it's something you can work on. And I think the ad format is as ethereal as you may think it to be. It may be an app, it may be a page, it may be a Twitter picture, it may be anything. But having said that, I think the fact is that if it can communicate something with the right content, it becomes something, which is a marketing or a promotion or a ad, right?
So I think when we talk about banners, I think there is a lot more outside of that. It's about search. It's about apps, as you mentioned. It's about how do you get news feeds on social media to talk about you. And every world is a different technology, a different approach in itself. Traditionally, when we enter into this marketing, into mobile marketing, you would actually use what's working for you in desktop and put it on the mobile. Hey, why do you want to create something new? Because it's internet,
sure.
Right? But that doesn't work because the share of space, while it's limited, it is the only ad that you see.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So
it's a very good point.
Your share of space, your engagement with that ad is significantly higher more than desktop, which is a big learning for us because you got to treat it almost like a billboard. When you talk about a newspaper ad versus a billboard, that's the difference that you make.
So to hear Ford guy saying this publicly is amazing. And let me, kind of congratulate you on this because, the era, the dinosauric era I came from, 97, 98, when everybody said, "Bada bana do yaar, logo ko bada kar do," tagline ko dal do, everything should be big, 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 right? What is content? Content kya cheez hai yaar, chhod do. Now we got a brand owner saying, actually it doesn't really matter, size is not important. We all knew that from the very beginning. It's how you serve that size and what you do with it. More importantly, let me share with the guys here the experience we have in our apps. Our best performing ad network is iAds. We have a large US inventory in our games. And the iAd unit is the slimmest, right? And it's the longest. So they overtake your page, they take over your page. And I think what they really do, Gyan, to your point, they work so closely with the advertiser, the agency. It's not that, sir, wo RO bhej do, sir, hum chhap denge jo aap doge. That crap that we are used to in terms of all our, begging business that, all we want is the RO, yeah, you can send anything you want. They refuse the RO if it doesn't sink in with the content. And I think we see that such awesome CTRs in terms of 6, 7, 8%. And ECPMs or ERPMs, right? Phenomenal. So I guess, yeah, one has to really understand that it's not just about size and format and visibility, but let me actually dovetail that to the next question, which is the most Marwadi question of the panel, right? कि boss इसका फायदा क्या होता है? What do we get out of this stupid mobile advertising? So पैसा बनता है क्या boss? How many endeavors have you sold because of that? You tell me that. Yeah.
I can't tell you. I got to kill you.
That's about.
I think it's
Ad tech, man. What are you guys doing?
So
Yeah?
here's-
Y'all all take money from all these guys and then don't have a right. Come
not
on,
yet.
yeah.
But I think it's an interesting question because when you enter into a particular media, measurement. It's all about measurement.
Right.
Whether it's sales, whether it's brand opinion, whether it's engagement, whether it's conversations, whether it's the type of conversations you're looking for, it is at the end of the day going to add back to your brand and result in sales and revenue at some point of time. It's about how you measure it, right? If you can get that right, you know how to use that medium. Otherwise, you will never be able to get in because you'll never be able to convince management to put funds behind it. We've increased our mobile spends
Okay.
as a percentage of overall spends from around 3% to approximately 7 to 8%. And we're going to go further.
7% of digital spend or
Total spends. So from a digital
in
spend
India?
in India.
Wow.
And we're going to spend a lot more. I mean, you could see a lot more of us coming through. I mean, and every time we do that, from an innovation perspective, we learn.
Right.
Because it's, this learning about desktop ads don't work in mobile.
Right.
Content is key. Engagement is key. And I'm sure, Niranjan, you were talking about, some of the technologies which are critical.
Yeah, but let's not focus on the technology. Don't skirt my question. You guys are like, y'all can't. boss, I'm-
on your point, Ram,
I'm a bad guy,
when you,
yeah, so-
when you hear from the, like you said, from the advertisers saying that,
Yeah.
you have it figured out. Now, just on a very flip side, from a publisher point of view, and exactly when we go back and say that, what, this is a different medium, you got
Yes.
to redraft your communication
Yes.
because you just can't copy paste and truncate it, to your point to do that. Now, and that's where a lot of the challenges come in. If you treat it as a separate medium because, like you said, screen size is small and you got a smaller share of the size of the screen, so the entire communication has to be drafted very differently. It's still dovetailing to your larger communication that the user would be seeing on the print or on the broadcast or whatever he's seeing in, and that's how you'll have to figure it out. Okay,
Gyan,
this is
Gyan,
something
no. The Gyan we will save for later.
So, Alok, let me just...
Yeah, I want to know, how do you sell things using mobile advertising? Can I? Yeah, you were supposed to answer that the first time, boss. You took 5 minutes of the panel.
The three facts, right?
Sell.
It takes 90 minutes to reply to an email.
Okay.
It takes 90 seconds
Awesome.
to reply to a mobile message.
Now, wait a minute.
So that's a different word.
Now you're talking.
Yeah?
So guys, here is a question for the audience. We all love our mobile operators, right? They're all great. And I have Vodafone, I've married for 15. I'm married for 22, and I married Vodafone for 14. And I think I'm living happily with both of them. If you have a problem with Vodafone, and let me speak only for Vodafone in India, what is the best way to get them to remedy your problem? Absolutely, it's Twitter. So now you're selling, or at least redressing a customer, right? Okay. I think, yeah, please. Sorry.
Try and answer your...
So you're the most successful group that has sold advertising to the whole world, right? So
Yeah.
please share, how do you
Sure,
sell?
sure,
That's
sure.
the question.
Yeah, so, a lot of my friends in advertising tell me that you guys in the digital medium actually killed yourself by putting in measures. You don't
Yeah.
sell to brands anymore, you sell to salespeople. But I think, the mobile advertising casts a very big opportunity because of location. I think that is something that is most closely linked to a sale
Okay.
and any form of advertising. Because you are just near the point of sale. And any advertising there can be hugely, it's an opportunity, it's also a huge challenge, depending how we use
But that's
it.
theoretical, right? Practically, have you sold things on location?
We have.
Okay.
We have.
Example?
Most of our mobile, ads, what we do, which are in-house ad, we location tag them and we throw in contextual content around,
So I think, honestly, Foursquare, for example, is a great example of real location-based. Not that I think Foursquare. How many of you all check into Foursquare anymore? Wow, you should be on the panel, yeah. What's your name? Can you introduce yourself? And what do you do? Thank God you didn't work for AdTech. That's the last thing I wanted to hear, yeah. Oh my God. But having said that, so I think Foursquare is looking like it's fading away. But having said that, if you look at Google Places, right, the contextual use of Google Places, if you look at the way a lot of advertisers are juxtapositioning their stores, locality, it's the local classified almost. It's the classified on the go. And I just want to take another minute to share that on the measurability part, right? I was telling these guys, and does anybody here work for InMobi or any of the ad networks? Anybody here from the ad network side? Where do you work, sir? Okay, and who's the other guy? Right. So correct me if I'm wrong, but what I've been hearing and seeing is that most of the ad networks, mobile ad networks, their inventory is full of other apps. So the guys who are advertising on that on the inventory is other app inventory, and very little thematic, very little branding. I think the measurability part, which is working right now for the industry and which may not work, is that a lot of deals are being cut on CPD, cost per download, cost per acquisition, because in the end, the guy who's getting your app downloaded has a certain lifetime value of the app. But it works okay for app companies that are funded by VC, right? I'm a VC funded guy. Now, we're selling our inventory to people who have been funded by other VCs. The VC guy says, "Arey bhai, 1 million download lekar aao, spend money on it." And the money comes back through the system to people like us. But I think the real challenge is going to be that when you want to sell cars or refrigerators or, real things, then
See, I think a
your
couple
cars,
of facts.
man, you got to sell cars, right?
In fact,
You
it's
gotta sell
interesting
cars.
because I got one of my
Madan, do you have an Endeavor? That what rubbish, yeah. Okay.
go through the mobile internet.
Right.
Maybe you could quickly.
Sorry.
But I think one thing which Niranjan mentioned interestingly, right? Geo-targeting, localizing. We know that mobile search has overtaken desktop search significantly, and
Right.
Google will
That's a
share
very
the
interesting
data.
point, yeah.
But 1/3 of the mobile searches are local, and geo-targeting and local level communication and ads. We had a launch recently, and we actually got geofencing ads. So
Can
any
you
app
explain that in Hindi?
geofencing in
Yeah.
Hindi.
Just explain it, yeah. What is all geofencing?
So if you're within 5 kilometers
Right.
of a dealership of Ford, and you're actually utilizing a particular app which sits within a network,
Yes.
you will be served an ad for you to take an action, which could be either just go to our mobile site, and in this case, it was click to call to the dealer. So there was a call button which could connect you directly to the dealer
But
who is
Sriram,
within 5
let me argue with
kilometers.
that, right? I go to see movies at Inox at Nariman Point. There's a Toyota showroom right next to me. But I'm going to see the movie, man. I'm going to see, Zero Dark 30. I'm not going to see a test drive a car.
Which
So
is why the click-throughs are only 0.7%.
Yeah, I mean,
So you're
you're-
the one of the other ones, the 99% who are not interested.
No,
to
but the intent.
buy.
So I think someone mentioned a very interesting point while we were talking, right? And I think you were the intent part, and I think the marrying the intent with tech. So technology can do everything, right? It could be telling you to eat a pizza at 12:30 p.m. We did that 10 years ago on the internet. The question is, how practical is that intent being served? If I'm going to watch a movie, if I'm in an area, it's not necessarily because I'm in my car, which I therefore own, driving around, trying to do test drives of other cars. There's something funny with that thought. So I think you're right. At least geo-fencing and getting something right is the first step to probably getting interest in the fact that, oh, I didn't know. I'll be honest with you, there's no Ford dealer in South Bombay that I know. Is there one?
There is one.
So I don't know where he is. So maybe I should be geo-fencing myself, right? Okay, I should be fenced. So that's the next. Okay, so let's move on to, I don't know, someone's manipulated this clock. So it says we've got only 10 minutes left. Having said that, let's talk about a little bit on the what to do and what not to do. Best tips or best practices, if we were to claim that we know enough, in a mobile ad campaign. What would you say you should not do? And I think, Gyan, you were very clear about some of the things you should not do. So can you share in terms of what should one not do to do a mobile ad? Don't say don't do mobile advertising. That'll kill the panel. But other than that, what should you not do in a mobile ad?
I think few of the very clearly things.
Sorry.
You should not just readapt an ad for the mobile, which you all know. But I think more than that, we have to figure it out where you are placing your ad and what is your intent, like you're saying, of your mobile ad that you want your what the action to be done out of that. And a lot of time it is a reinforcement of the other communications that is happening. And to your point, like you say, a lot of things people are doing it because they're searching, and online searches are, mobile searches are very high. So you got to figure it out, how do you want to place your ad out with the right communication. So this is very clearly how
So
we should be looking at it.
let's assume that these a lot of how many digital agencies here? People who work for digital agencies. Yeah, some people interested. So let's say these guys are released. All of us in the digital agency side struggle, right? We have a lot of clients, a lot of digital agencies floating around. Everybody is banging into each other on the sofa outside the client seat. If the client says, "अरे boss, मेरे को एक mobile campaign बनाओ यार. अच्छा पैसा नहीं है, वो बाद में मिलेगा. Campaign बनाओ." What do these agency guys tell the guy? I mean, what is the gyan that we have, unintended, of saying that, Mr. Client, I want to take your money for sure, that's my intention. But having said that, should we do inventory? Should we gobble up the money in making an app that then finally floats up in the atmosphere and then, even God can't find? Or do we something else? So what is the truthfulness in mobile advertising and marketing that you all would say truthfully? Without, any malintention. Yeah, I mean, really, again, you said, I think you really focused on the content part, right? Sriram, what would you say?
I think you got to keep it fresh.
Nice, okay, fresh.
Morning you get up, what is the first thing you get under from pillow, right? Your mobile phone. You want to check your emails, you want to check your social feeds, you want to see what's new,
It's
what's
on
happening.
my pillow, I sleep with my mobile.
All right, fantastic. You don't have a pillow, you're a hard bed. So, but I think it's important to keep it fresh. We typically, don't change an ad on the print.
Nice, that's a very good point,
For
right.
2 months. You got to change here at least once every 3-4 days because
Fair.
it stays
Fair
in your
enough,
face.
okay.
It's important to also connect it back to real people, real life. It needs to connect back to how is it important for me to actually watch something. Because if it's each time taking me to a mobile website
Okay,
and it's taking me to a test drive form,
yeah,
after a couple of times, I'm not interested.
okay.
I just don't want to engage
So you're
with
saying,
that.
in other words, to translate that language, it means the action or you must understand the ad or the message right there. Nilanjan, anything from your side in terms of what would be fair to an advertiser, not to what we call shendi lagana ya topi lagana in Bombay language. What do we not do shendi? How do we not get that topi on the client's head?
So, the reality is, you have to balance out between the short term and the long term. And the short term is you still have to, go onto high traffic sites and put out
Nice.
an inventory because you have to give
Yes.
some strong. And you have to balance it out with long term properties, which are in content, which could be games, for example,
Right.
could be videos, could be stuff like that. Okay. But I think one thing to watch out for when you go onto, high traffic sites is, like he said, don't go with the same thinking that you went to the web with.
Right, that's interesting.
Go with different formats. Think through it differently. Content is important. If you can, put in stuff into your content. A lot of people accuse us, Bennett Coleman group, of, putting paid advertising into our newspapers, and we have been traditionally thinking.
Right.
But the readers are consuming that.
Right.
Bombay Times, for example, readers consume that, they like it.
Right.
It's paid content.
So,
Perfect example. We could take that, something like
sure.
that. To the internet.
So there's some radioactive waste around in the world lying around called SMS marketing, right? Nuclear, radioactive, whatever things, uranium waste. Do you guys ever believe in that? Or have you touched that stuff before? Infected
Oh
by it?
yeah, we've been through that, and
wow.
I usually make a point not to see it in the requirement from the agency when I do a campaign. So
Okay.
it's not it doesn't
uranium.
engage anymore.
Right, okay, got it. I think we got almost like 6 minutes. So guys, let's throw it up for Q&A. Let's get some questions out. And we can keep barking all day long, right? So, yes sir, please.
Hello, my name is Rajesh Sule. I'm from Position Square.
And Mr. Sule, you're a big guy in the advertising world, so.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, Alok, you put up that first thing which was about Oreo.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think so. The panel discussion topic which is out there, which talks about mobile advertising
Yes.
and marketing. In fact, I want to ask the marketeers in terms of that was something that was very unusually done.
Yes.
I mean, and typically in the parlance of when we go back, we always say that you need to kind of assess the strength of the medium.
Perfect.
And what do you want to do with your marketing message, right? I think so. What has happened with mobile, and
So what's the question, Rajesh?
Okay, I'm coming to the question. Today, mobile has been looked upon as like a short-term element. You put out an example, which is about the future, the way things could be done.
Sure.
And I'm saying, how are marketeers going to look at mediums where they can build brands with such kind of things?
So am I right in saying that does the marketer have the balls to do something like the Oreo message?
I think so. Your
They have
language
the
is
balls
much
to-
better
they
than
have-
mine.
They have the balls to do what Oreo did? Balls is an English word, yeah, so.
I don't want to translate
It's
that.
the
but
last day of AdTech, man. At the most, we'll get sued, yeah, what will happen? Right.
I think three things that we always do, which is test, test, test.
Okay.
So you don't jump into something, just because it's the latest fad. You got to integrate it. The second thing is you got to integrate it with your overall marketing messaging and marketing theme. It can't just sit outside separately, because the traditional marketing world of how the consumer behaves is at various touch points. There are times when he sees the TV, there's times when he goes to the newspaper, maybe not, but he just goes through it's important to integrate the message, so you don't just go and do something completely
Right, but
outlandish.
Sriram, what Rajesh is saying is very simple, right? That's not what the Oreo messaging is. That's loudness. That's depravity, man.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it is.
It's
It
making
is.
fun of
No,
the
but
Super Bowl.
it is in their personality. So it
Okay.
has to still exude the brand personality of Oreo. If it is not, then when you talk about the Audi giving the LEDs, or was it the BMW,
Yeah, the Audi.
the Audi giving the LEDs to the Mercedes, it's about an LED which people recognize and immediately connect back with those vehicles.
Fair enough.
And it's important to. So when I
Fair
say
enough.
integrate, I'm not saying copy
Sure.
paste the same message.
So would it be interesting to know whether brand owners like you would you be open to boldness and really the craziest ideas from your agency?
I would
as
say
long as it-
quite put my heart on my
Okay, guys.
put my hand on my heart and say yes, because
so
we've done
this,
it.
So this is the guy with the money and who's not selling too many cars, so we got to go after him, right? Sorry. Okay, yes, sir, please. Yeah, you guys, you. Yeah, shout.
So just to make one statement, I think there's a lot of discussion going on that you always need to end up doing something either sexy or something unique. But at the end of the day, so I'm Anurag from mobile ad.
Which agency? Okay.
Now there are three things we typically talk about from the role of mobile.
What's your question? We need a question.
I'll make that statement and then I can.
Okay.
First is that it's a very important tool for reach, and what I want to
Fair.
understand is that let's say to any of the brands out there,
Nice.
use it for reach.
Right.
Okay, when I say reach, do you value that, okay, a guy using an iPhone, we value him differently
Nice.
or not?
Sure.
Right? Second is, thinking, do you use mobile integrated with other media?
Okay.
On a print ad,
Right.
on a TVC, etc. And the last is, you use it from a moment of truth perspective. So when a moment of truth takes place, so let's say I'm Canon, I use a Canon camera, I do take a photograph outside. That's a moment of truth for my product, right? So I'm driving a Ford, it's a moment of truth. At that point of time, am I integrating or using mobile in any way?
I don't understand the last question at all. If I'm driving, okay, great.
So I'm saying that in these three respects, what do you see? Do you use it for that? And
So explain moment of truth to us also, please. So if I'm driving a,
It's about in a Ford vehicle.
I'm driving a Honda Accord.
So you wouldn't understand this,
Oh my God.
unfortunately.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay.
But if you had driven a Ford Fiesta, you would
Okay,
actually
a
see,
Ford
you can
Fiesta.
actually sync, you can actually do voice activation on your phone. So you can connect your phone, keep it there. You can actually talk to your steering wheel and
Okay.
still talk to your wife or
Oh my God,
kids
okay.
or
While I'm
friends
driving
or
the car?
partners while you're driving the car.
And that's a good thing to do, like, while you're
When
driving
you're-
the
when you're
car,
par-
like,
or
hey,
maybe-
hey, Mr.
No, when
VC,
you're-
you're
when you're in the
screwing me,
park.
but, let's talk about the term sheet right now.
And I think one thing which
It's the moment of death, man. Right?
it
Just kidding,
is,
just kidding.
it's better than actually keeping the phone in your
That's
hand
true.
and
Okay, got
driving,
it.
right?
So I think excellent questions. You wanna take, I think, Dhananjay, because you're the guy with the reach and the money and everything else. So
Yeah. So Alok earlier told me that, he's in the market looking for a CRV.
yeah,
And if I have to figure out his intent and give him the wow experience, maybe his intent is actually to, go up to a Land Rover or something like that. He's looking at a 40, but he states he's at a thing. How do you figure out the intent, and how do I give him the wow moment at the point in time? The other question is, do I need to run a 360-degree campaign right across all the medias he transfers? He's on a tablet, he's on his iPhone, he browses the net. And that's where I think analytics become very, very important and data becomes very important. On the mobile, on mobile advertising, figuring out intent because your opportunity is very little, and it's very important giving him that wow experience. Say, wow, this is what I actually needed. Okay, so how you capture data across different parts of Alok's day to figure out that he actually, although he's stating he needs a CRV, he actually is in the market for a Land Rover.
That's a very
And
I
give
think-
him that wow experience.
And then,
Yeah.
great question, because I've actually tweeted CRV versus Fortuner. I had a whole load of tweets and Facebook, but nobody from either company or from a competing company has gone. Nobody from Ford, boss, nobody. So, not even, nobody. So maybe they don't believe that I'll buy the car, but having said
That's
that.
a good idea for me to consider.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Hi, my name is Bhavna. I'm from a digital agency, Wonderman.
Which one? Wonderman.
Wonderman. My question was, when we are discussing about the future, the way Do Not Disturb came for a telemarketing after multiple years, do you guys see merit of doing something like that for mobile advertising?
One of the best
Because
questions
that's
I've ever heard.
intrusion.
I have a very good question. I have an answer, but let's.
So let me take that. So,
It's working.
hello.
Time is up.
So I think the do not disturb, like I said, from an SMS marketing came because it was getting too intrusive into the entire piece. But when you look at any ad formats, or on the web or on the mobile, they always come with an option to exit out or opt out.
Fantastic.
So therefore, such things may not come out there because it's giving a user to opt out of it for a specific ad and all. And that's exactly what do not disturb is for SMS.
I think Gyan, superb. I love your question because of two reasons. One is I've stopped watching real-time television. It's all deferred. And I don't know what the hell that comes in. Everything is remote, right? Those ads just get out of here, get out of here. So the ads are whizzed past. And on the app, between us, my entire fortune came from mobile advertising till about 3 or 4 months back. And as we've started shifting to paid apps, block the ad, kick the ad out, 99 cents, boom, boom. They don't, still 2 or 3% conversion, but you're giving the choice. Ki Baba, if you value eyeballs so much and don't want to get nuclearized, then you can.
In fact, that's a very good fare for people who don't have a subscription model.
Perfect.
Another model that see an app-free or ad-free app. So you're still getting a-
insure your eyeball and take 99 cents. Yeah. Yes, the guy. Yeah. Who are you? Yeah. Tell us about yourself. You're the agency, right?
I'm from Neeraj from 79.movies. We are a mobile ad network,
Okay.
right? Thank you. Can you hear?
Yeah, we can. Quick.
So what I wanted to understand is that we have been presenting it to the clients and the agencies that here is a hell lot of reach on mobile, 950 million subscribers, around 70 to 80 million mobile internet
Question.
users.
What's the question?
So when we are talking about mobile advertising, are we focusing on mobile as just a performance model, let's say either on apps or on web? It's more of a CPC or a CPD, but we are not talking about pure advertising or branding activities. So how do we foresee that?
Can I answer that?
Sure.
So I think, there's, in my humble opinion, there's always been the moment of truth, the way we call it, right? So there are all kinds of, like the Sholay moment, as I call it in the Indian cinema, was the moment where one iconic movie set the tone of what success can be, right? Television was cable TV, Z coming up and saying, boom, this is what entertainment should be. To be really honest, we lack the golden moment or the moment of glory in any advertising. Even internet, even mobile, we haven't had a brand that's sold $1 billion because of a mobile or internet campaign. And we're searching for it. It's 15 years old, we're searching for it. The perverse side of that moment of truth is what I call the Mamaji effect. I keep talking about, Mamaji in Kanpur sees the ad on television and he calls up Shriram. I know you don't have a Mamaji in Kanpur, but he calls you up and says, "Arey beta, kya ad nikala?" And the whole glorification and vanity of seeing ads, even though they don't need to be seen by people, and the feedback that you get and the hype that it creates is also that, oh wow, my ad got seen. Nobody cares whether the guy was supposed to see it or not. The Mamaji is driving a Mobike for all you know, right? But he's saying, yeah, it's damn good. Yare, aapka Endeavor ka ad dekha yaar. To khadde mein jao, yaar. What do we do? But the point is that the brand owner is very happy, right? And I think there's that whole self-introspection to say, am I being truthful to the brand as much as the glory of my job? I think a lot of the ad owners really can't distinguish what's going to look good on my resume versus, am I really being honest to my brand? Can I get kicked out for not doing this campaign? Not, can I get promoted for doing this campaign? I think that's the test. I think I'm not going to come back on ad tech, man. These guys aren't going to call me anymore. Namita, do we have a couple of minutes? Oh, wow. Yeah, this is awesome. Awesome. Yes, sir. The guy in the white, yeah.
Is somebody doing something substantial for the rural of India? That's where the volume lies, clearly. But what we are seeing here is selling coffee, selling, you have a store in the next mall or something like. So where does relevancy come in, and is something doing something substantial for the rural of India?
I have no knowledge on that, so.
So I think when you look at the brand of Dainik Bhaskar, we do have people coming from different walks of life. Now, as and when the internet penetration is increasing, and as and when we go down to a tier 3 or tier 4 town, a lot of the traffic is actually coming from mobile because that's the first device they are more handy to. Now, probably we are giving them few more options. For example, get few alerts on SMS, and that's the only point where I endorse SMS because those are those feature phones which can't have any more there. But they're also adapting to that idea of getting some alerts. Either alerts can be about their harvest or some of the stuff that is happening out there.
Nice.
So this is as a medium would allow us to connect to the last person, within India and across, because that, like we all said, this is the most handy device probably we have. And as and when we'll have more and more technologies and probably the internet speeds will go up on the mobile, right. I'm sure the connectivity to the last guy will be far more effective because he will have an option to choose the content in a real-time scenario.
Nice, yeah.
So just a very small story. This is about a guy who was standing next to a tea stall in a small village where I was going for a dealership visit, and this guy was watching a movie on his mobile.
Oh.
Right? It was a Micromax mobile, not very expensive. And I was saying, hey, wow, are you getting internet here, 3G? No. This was a SIM that he got from a tea stall.
Yeah.
So look, I think we don't know what we don't know, but there are opportunities out there which I think people like yourself have actually opened up. There is opportunities out there with especially cheaper handsets coming in to rural markets which have the ability to play content. It's about how do you reach to that content. So we've got to think differently, and you guys have to help us and educate us on how you measure that as well, because it's important to go and deliver the return.
It's a great country to build a beautiful piracy model also, because when everything can get bypassed by everybody, you can build $1 billion pirate company. Yeah. Probably listed also, right?
So another, I think, important point here is not getting it limited to the, mobile data reach. So, long years back, I had, worked with a company in the UK for a campaign called Vodafone 241. I don't know, you probably know about that, right?
Wow.
When we launched that, so that was not dependent on mobile GPRS reach, but it was, they had a till at the cinema counters where on a Wednesday when the traffic was low, you could go and redeem two tickets for the price of one ticket. And this ran across the movie halls. Look up this example on the internet. That's a great example of reaching out to mobile advertising, reaching out to people who didn't have GPRS connections.
I think even, I got inspired by your point. I think just allowing BlackBerry check-ins, for example, in planes. I think the more brands enable even the device, forget messaging. If you can check into a plane, you can get a preference seat if I check in through a BlackBerry device, or not BlackBerry, why am I saying BlackBerry all the time? iPhone device. No, never. Any smartphone device. Then the point is that you're still marketing your brand, but you don't have to even put a campaign out. Just use the mobile device to help the brand, right?
See, I mean, that's the
Okay, let's get this guy. Yeah, you deserve like 3 questions. Shoot.
I'm Vishal from an agency called
Byte, B-I-T.
BITE, that's right.
Nice.
Thank you. So my question is to all 4 of you. All 4 of you have mobile apps of your own, right? Are consumers suffering from a mobile app burnout? Because,
Very
I have
good
about
question. Very good
200 odd apps on my phone.
Very good
10
question.
of them I use regularly. The rest just
Right.
lay there.
So, little plug, Flurry released some data for app usage in December 2012, and there's actually a 2.3% decline in entertainment app consumption. Exactly what Gyan was saying. I think there is an app, there's a Nausea now, and yeah, and I think, this whole sim thing of discovering too much too fast is burning out people. But the beauty with the smartphone business is that, Google still sells, Android still sells 1 million handsets a day, and it's expanding. So, until the world is wired up, and thankfully all the legacy phones, fine.
Yeah, I think, just putting it, I think putting it a little on a different side. In the end, be it an app or be it a web or be it a web, in the end, the consumer wants to consume a content. You have to just make it flexible for him to choose the medium he decides and the way he decides to consume the content. You got to be out there for him to choose the medium. You can't force a medium or an app on him. At the same time, just ensuring that the content is available, he will pick and choose the way he wants to do that.
So, last question, if I may ask, do you think a day will ever come when we don't own a mobile phone? People don't have radio transistors anymore, right? Who the hell carries that thing in their head? Remember they used to carry that in their head? And I don't know, I know people who don't own TVs anymore. It sounds like, yeah, that's what I'm asking. So what happens if the mobile phone disappears, right? We won't have a job for sure. But having said that, it's good, right?
And that's the idea, right?
So, exactly. So on that note, good, the message of AdTech, advertising technology reinvention. Thank you, panel members. Thank you, audience, for not throwing things on us and tolerating us and all our rubbish. Thank you very much.